So yes, to answer Nancy's question, she asked how much did C Streets cost? It was about $600,000, and
600?
Yes, it is the cost of a pilot project. Since then, we have put in the Broadview Green Grid and Pinehurst, and those. The other thing about C Streets was we just treated. We built one whole street and we treated one street worth of runoff. When we got savvier, we have 16, I think there's more acres going into Broadview than just where you see the streets. There are surrounding areas that are contributing stormwater, and we just built the bioswales at the very bottom of the drainage area. So the cost effectiveness went way up because we were treating stormwater coming off from other areas. That was a major factor. Also, yes, there's a public process, and people are saying, "What are you going to do with my parking? What are you going to do with?" And as people see a nice bioswale on the street next to them, they're coming more and saying, "I want one just like that too." So public acceptance. I think Streets was a real anomaly. The Broadview Green Grids are about 16 blocks for 4 or so. So yes, we did that comparison, and I didn't bring those statistics because I didn't think creek protection was of interest to you. But we did see how did the bioswales do, and they're designed to mitigate up to a 2-year storm. The gray infrastructure is very much a detention tank, and we would have probably pipe it, and we would have had to put a detention pond or some injection wells or something. We were at a loss as to what kind of gray structure would be appropriate to compare it to. So given that the goal was 2 years, bioswale was the way to go. Yeah.
I wonder why you are waiting so long for taking the first samples, because in principle you are working in blind for a couple of years without knowing what the effect is on, for instance, on heavy metals. So why haven't you started taking samples every year to see how these systems start working, how they're concentrating heavy metals or other pollutants?
So we do have people monitoring the flows and the pollutant removal.
Okay.
It's just that I don't have those.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was just last night at a presentation by David McDonald, who's one of the utilities soil experts, and he was talking about how over time, just that relationship of the organism in the soil and the roots, there is over time a definite uptake of the metals, and it functions better. There's better infiltration and better uptake. So from your soil expert, you're working great and better.
So her response to his question about monitoring, the answer is yes, we are. And she heard from the speech last night that the uptake of heavy metals and other pollutants has been increasing after we put these into the construction phase. So the evidence is that they are working better. Yes?
Have you done any land value or housing value comparisons on either the street or block scale?
Yes. Yes, and the people who are going to speak after me are better equipped to explain those. As I have seen property values just looking at real estate, 10 to 15% improvement in profit or housing values. It depends. If there already is a curb and gutter in front of their house, then the house looks nice, and if they've already maintained it, so that whether it's a swale that we're using or it's just a landscaped area, that doesn't change the property values. But some of the early creek projects that we did were taking places that were not improved, no gutters, no sidewalks, and putting those in, and so those were the elements that improved the value. So it's kind of hard to, but yes, the answer is, if we put in investments, yes, housing people will see property values increase.